Hey guys, this is Adam with See You Later Leaner, and I'm here with a special guest, our newly IFBB crowned Wellness Pro, Zhaorun. And thank you for coming to Vegas. This is one of the reasons I love living in Las Vegas is after moving here, I've had so many opportunities to have clients come and visit.
Oh, yeah.
And it just so happened when we did our post-show wrap-up, you said you would be celebrating Thanksgiving in Las Vegas. And
Yeah.
I just got back last night. So I was like, we've got to podcast while you're here. And of course, train. But I love being in Vegas for this reason. But congratulations. We have a huge story to tell because
Oh,
this
yeah, for sure.
past weekend was one just very eventful, very exciting, and there's just a lot of history being broken with you becoming the first drug-free wellness pro for China,
Yeah.
which is super exciting. Now, you've lived in the United States for quite a while now, but tell us a little bit about your journey here.
Actually, I started my bodybuilding journey right after I came here for university. So pretty much it's like 3 years ago. After graduating, at first I did powerlifting at first. So that's where I started. I like to lift heavy, but also I feel like the physique that come from powerlifting, I don't like it. So that's why after graduating, I was trying to switch the powerlifting to bodybuilding training. And yeah, and it's been I graduated since last year December. So it's pretty much I've just started my bodybuilding journey.
You're pretty new into this.
Yeah, I'm pretty new.
One of the things when you had inquired with me, I couldn't believe the short amount of time and the level your physique was at. I thought, my Lord, you've only been competing this long. And I get excited having newer clients. You had only had one other bodybuilding coach before me. And sometimes it's nice to not know what other coaching is like and just being a little newer and fresh to the process. And another exciting thing about, you winning your pro card, you were someone who checked in weekly on Zoom every week. I don't think you missed, but maybe one Zoom check-in the entire time.
I think I only missed one.
I think you only missed one.
Yeah.
So when you turned pro and I posted it, I had so many people from the Wednesday Zoom that were just excited because they felt like they were a part of your journey just by hearing you check in so often.
That's so sweet.
It was super cool. I've had that a few times. Like Stephanie was someone who was on the Zoom quite a bit, but that makes it a lot of fun. But let's give everyone the scoop on how your weekend went leading up to the show, which was very difficult. So you were getting ready to take off from San Diego, correct? Or San
From
Francisco?
San Francisco.
Yes,
at
San
first.
Francisco.
Yeah.
You realized you were going to miss your connection, so you rerouted your flight.
So my flight was gonna take off from 10-ish, like to San Diego at first, and then my second transfer.
Yeah,
Yeah, the transfer flight will be like the connecting flight will be
gone like by the time you're there.
12.
Yes.
Actually 12:40 or something. It's only like 40 minutes gap between the two flight. And right after I got to San Diego, it's 12:40. And I ran to the gate that like the connecting flight were gonna go. I passed the last minute. So I just got passed for the last minute of getting on board.
That's
Mm,
what it was.
yeah,
Yes.
and that's how it happened. Like I missed my flight, and I have to wait for another flight, and being waiting to my next connecting flight, it is actually it was actually the next connecting flight will be 4 p.m. or stuff. And I just decided to went to the gym, have a little tiny workout. Actually, I hit every full body workout.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't tell you that
Just
because I was so pissed at that
de-stress
time.
a little
Yeah,
bit. Yeah.
distress a little bit, and I did like a 40-minute cardio
Yeah.
just to make sure that my body don't hold. It was not gonna hold any of the water retention.
For sure. Which we definitely battled during
Yeah.
your arrival
At that
at the
time,
Ben
my
Weeder.
cortisol level already, I think it was already reached a very high point at that time.
Yeah.
And what's more speechless to me is that the next flight, which is like gonna take off from 4, it got delayed again. It got delayed at first, and then it got canceled.
That's right. Because you ended up spending a whole 24 hours at
Yeah.
the airport,
I mean, yeah, around 24.
which that was what really started making the time crunch
Yeah.
really rough. And then your bag had left on your first flight, which
is-
then
yeah.
got stuck there, which didn't seem like too big of an issue. But then when we had spoke, we realized your makeup was on that bag.
Yeah. And I didn't make the appointment of the makeup for Ben Weeder because I've tried the makeup on my own, and I think it will be fine. So I brought everything, the makeup, the hair styling stuff, in my checked bag.
Yes.
But it was left in San Diego, which is which is on my canceled flight.
Yes.
And it wasn't being transferred at that time. And even when I get to the DC, I just knew it when I was in Miami. Yeah, I went to Miami because of like at that time my flight was canceled, and they got another connection flight to Miami first, and then from Miami I'm gonna finally get to the DCA, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then you finally made it.
Yeah, and so I was supposed to be at DCA on Wednesday at 9 p.m., but I actually got to DCA on Thursday, 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there were polygraphs, and the polygraphs kind of took a long time. There was
Yeah.
tanning. And then, of course,
everything just came in rushed.
yeah, she had planned on doing a lot of the stuff on her own. And then, unfortunately, tanning took cash only. So I had to run down and go to the ATM, which she paid me back, which was fine. But, there's so much to coaching than just macros.
But I was so glad that Adam was there, and which made me less conscious.
Less stress.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure you got to bed early. Shout out to Leanne, who we knew the host makeup would probably be really booked. So we're trying last minute to get her makeup appointment. Leanne had booked with a non-host makeup. So Leanne had called for you to get you in. So shout out to Leanne for making that happen.
Shout out to Leanne.
And you would think that, through all of this, like, with the amount of wellness that I saw at that show was just incredible. Like wellness girls who were ready to be wellness and honestly ready to be wellness pro. There were a lot of great competitors. And with all the adversity that you went through with The appointments, that could have been the excuse to not do well. But, that's why I'm so proud of you, is because when you woke up on Friday, we'd done everything we could do to make your physique tighten back up, which I think we did a good job of doing. But your mindset was really key to you going pro, because, Thursday night, I got a little worried because mentally, you were just done for a little bit, but you really were able to flip into a new mode on Friday. And I think that really transitioned to you being able to go pro by
You know
having that
what?
mindset.
I think you did a great job because I don't even remember that how many times you picked me. It's just countless picking.
Yeah.
And because of the picking, I no longer feel nervous or anything, and I feel super comfortable with like presenting on the stage finally. And mm, I didn't feel sad no more.
Mm-hmm.
I at that time I just feel like, oh, it's been 20 weeks prep. I need to present what I've been prepared for 20 weeks already at that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's interesting. One thing I've done differently this year with coaching is I'm diving in on posing a little more. Now, I won't say I'm like a complete, to Z posing coach, but I think it's really nice to have certain cues laid out for your athletes, like us squeezing the glutes, right? That's
Oh
so
yeah.
important. And there were times we weren't doing that. And then I'd say it and I knew you could hear me. I think it's key to have small cues that you have set ahead of time for your clients, or else you're just flapping your wings in the audience and you look like you're doing a whole posing session with an athlete when it's
For
way
sure.
too late. But small cues like that are key. And, I think as coaches, you have to have that skill set to be able to say, hey, we did this during prejudging. Let's make sure, we have this cue in mind for finals. And that's one of the reasons we peaked at you so much, is to also make sure you were executing that
Yes.
like squeeze in the back. Your posing was absolutely flawless and phenomenal on stage.
Thank you.
So aside from a little shaking here and there, but when you're holding that top two spot for a pro card, I guarantee most of us would be shaking too, because you're thinking, oh my God, this is happening.
Yes.
So, which when they called your name, I was just as ecstatic. So, and you were the last one to go for the night. So Andrina
yeah.
had went pro before you, and then you closed it out with the last division of the night, which was awesome. After a
Yeah.
very long night, I think it was around 11:30 by the
It
time we
was
were done with finals.
from 8 a.m. till 12
Was it
a.m.
12? I was wondering.
It
I
was
was like, it
12
was pretty
because
close.
I checked the time at that time and it was 12 a.m. already.
That is wild.
Mhm. And also, I just want to add on one point, like on top of what you are saying, because we met at Olympia, and at that time he picked me with my posing already. So he told me that to tweak a little bit for my posing, and from that time we really just like dive into the posing really much.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's actually what makes sense because I do care about my posing, and Adam helped me with that.
Yeah, just very small tweaks. You
Mhm.
did a really good job on what you brought to me to be able to just say, here's just some very small things. So,
Yeah, thank you.
so what is next for you? You're in Vegas for the weekend. It's Thanksgiving. I
Yeah.
know that we are back on a meal plan, but you celebrated, I think, just a couple days post show. What
Yeah.
is next for you?
I'm gonna get back on diet, and I'm trying to not like having any of the cheat meal in the future because our plan is to go for the Bandwaiter Pro next year, right?
Yeah, yeah, it sure is. So, and I'm excited. I'm excited to keep taking you through this journey. When you originally chatted with me, you thought this might be your last season because of school, but I think she's going to keep going. So,
That is true.
so, well, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you later, leaner.
See you later, Lena.